GOAT, not greatest of all time. In today's political environment, it might stand for something else entirely. Got old and tired. You can see it in small ways. A guy standing in line at the grocery store, flipping through headlines on his phone. War somewhere. Another scandal somewhere else. Another political fight lighting up the television. He sighs, shrugs, and tosses a short case of Bud into the cart. That seems to be the condition a lot of Americans have reached. Not angry, not shocked, not even surprised anymore. Just tired. Take the latest swirl of stories surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. Investigations are reopening. Allegations are resurfacing. Independent writers like Elisa Valdez Rodriguez are digging through records and asking uncomfortable questions about who knew what and when. Some of the claims are explosive. Some may prove wrong. Some may eventually prove true. But the reaction from much of the public seems strangely muted. 10 years ago, allegations involving a powerful financier, trafficking networks, wealthy associates, and political connections would have dominated the national conversation. Today, the reaction often feels more like a shrug. Yeah? And? That's the part that should concern us. Because the pattern isn't limited to Epstein. Watch the way the political conversation moves now. One day, the talk is about confronting Iran and removing its leadership. Reality intervenes. The military cost, the geopolitical consequences, the pushback from advisors. Within days, the focus shifts somewhere else. Now we're talking about Cuba. Tomorrow, it will be something different again. The story never really ends. It just moves. Iran, Cuba, Epstein, immigration, war, elections, economic crisis, another scandal, another outrage, another headline. And the public tries to keep up. But human beings aren't designed to process a dozen national crises every week. Eventually, the brain does what it has to do to survive. It tunes out. Political strategists understand something important about the modern media environment. You don't necessarily have to convince people you're right. You don't even have to win every argument. Sometimes it's enough to simply flood the zone. And to be fair, politicians aren't the only ones feeding the machine. Cable news needs constant conflict. Social media rewards outrage. Every platform is fighting for attention in a 24-hour cycle that never slows down. The result is the same, a national conversation that moves faster than any citizen can realistically follow. If the information stream becomes chaotic enough, if the scandals pile up fast enough, if the accusations are constant enough, people eventually reach a kind of emotional overload. They stop trying to sort truth from exaggeration. They stop trying to follow every thread. They get tired. GOAT, got old and tired. When that happens, accountability weakens, not because people approve of what's happening, but because they no longer have the energy to chase every new controversy. And maybe that's the real strategy. Not persuasion, exhaustion. Keep the stories coming fast enough and messy enough, and the public eventually shrugs and goes back to everyday life. Work, bills, kids, groceries, the ordinary things that actually matter in people's lives. War again? We're getting screwed again? What's new? While you're at the store, pick up another short case of Bud, because at some point, a lot of Americans have simply decided they can't keep up anymore. They didn't stop caring. They just got old and tired. And the day a country stops paying attention may be the day the people running it stop worrying about what the public thinks. GOAT.